Okay, so if you're learning a rock riff that's got a slightly more complex rhythm, but you can feel where the notes are, this is what we're going to do. The first thing we're going to do is, let's say, Do I Wanna Know? Arctic Monkeys, great song. First of all, we're going to just speak out the frets. 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 0 3 1 3 0 3 1 3 0 0 3. I'm saying O because it's quicker than saying 0, okay? And I would loop that round loads and loads of times till I can confidently do it. And I do it at a slow pace and keep doing it until it becomes really easy. Make sure it's slow and relaxed. Before you do anything, always deep breath. And then count to 4. 1 2 3 4 1 3 1 3. Okay, like that. The next thing we're going to do is you are going to introduce the left and the right hand. You're going to play it, but you're going to break it into tiny little sections like this. That's now split into 5 small sections. The smallest section is 2 notes, the biggest section has 5 notes. They're little tiny phrases. So if you try and learn the entire piece straight away, that's going to be an overload and it's not going to work. It's quite a complicated piece. So what you have to do is learn little chunks, little by little, and then as that becomes easy, you're going to then put the whole thing together. So if I break it into small sections now and play it very slowly, it's going to look like this. Here's section 1. And I'm actually going to speak it out as I play it to make sure I'm playing the right thing and I'm not playing what I think it is. 1 3 1 3. Stop. Did it work? If so, great. Move on to the next phrase. 1 3 1 3 1. That was it. If it went wrong, you do it again. 1 3 1 3 1. Now the next phrase is just 0 3 0 3. Good. The next one. 1 3 0 3. And the last phrase. 1 3 0 0 3. Okay, so you keep splitting it into little chunks and doing each bit and pausing before you go on to the next one. And then when that becomes easy, now you would play through the whole thing, okay? So imagine you've got all those 5 chunks, you've got them down. Okay, let's do the whole thing, but slowly, okay? So deep breath first. You better not skip this step, otherwise you'll mess it up. Okay, and now I'm going to count to 4 and I'm going to tap my foot and I'm going to continue that foot tap as I play. And you've got to count slowly because if you count fast, you're going to then come in and play fast, get it? So we do a deep breath. You then count to 4 slowly with a foot tap and then your foot is going to continue that tap, okay? So like this. You've got to relax the body and the mind, otherwise this ain't going to work, trust me. I see this every day. Okay, 1 2 3 4. And again. Just leave it round until you get it good. You might have to slow down. And now once that becomes easy, we're going to do this. We're going to have the track playing at a slow speed and we're going to start off by tapping our foot and finding the rhythm. So we know where the beat is. And then we're going to speak the frets out with the track whilst holding the tempo with our foot tap, tapping that pulse, so that we know where those notes fit roughly around the foot tap and we can hear it and speak the rhythm along with the track. Does that make sense? So I'm just going to quickly demonstrate what that looks like now. Okay. Okay, I've got the foot tap now. You can see I've got that by the way my body moves. So first of all, we lock into the foot tap. Now, 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 0 3 1 3 0 3 1 3 0 0 3. Okay, so notice that like what I'm experiencing here is I'm noticing that there's like sometimes it's 2 foot taps in between, sometimes it's 1. So I'm getting this like internal understanding of it. And so once that becomes easy, we can try playing it at that speed, and your mind knows where the notes are, because now you're going to have to focus on the hand now, but you don't want to be focusing on the foot tap and the tabs and your hands all at once. And then you can play along. Now you can then play along once that becomes easy. Obviously, you will still need to look at the tabs to make sure that what you're doing matches what you're playing. Did I mention that when you play the track, you play it at a slower speed so that you can really hear and feel the notes? So you have to put your ego aside, because what's going to happen is you want to be Jimmy Page overnight. Yeah, you want to be the next big rock star, and you want to be playing at full speed straight away without any of these steps. Oh, why is Luke telling me to be patient? I just want to be headlining Wembley tomorrow. Stop. Don't do that. Put your ego back on the shelf and slow the speed down. You know, even for just saying the notes out over the track like you just did back then, okay? Slow it right down to, you could even be 50% speed. Now, if that's too easy, then knock it up by 5 to 10%. If it's too hard, knock it down by 5 to 10%. Right, I'm going to throw it on now at 0.75 speed, which should be very simple for me. But for someone else, you know, if you're not as experienced as me, you might need to slow it down even more, especially when the first time that you start to play it. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to ease my way in. I'm not going to start by playing it straight away. What I'm going to do is first I'm going to locate the foot tap. Then I'm going to start saying it in time with the track. And then when that becomes easy, and I'm still tapping my foot, and I'm really connected to the music, and I'm really in tune with it, and I'm not looking down obsessively at my hand, I'm not tense, I'm really relaxed, I'm tapping my foot, I'm moving my body, I'm saying all the notes to the right place within the structure of the song consistently. You get that right, say 3 times in a row, now you're ready to play. If at any point it falls to bits, what do? You take a nice deep breath. You don't try and find your way back in, because you're just going to get more tense and more angry. So what you want to do is take a nice deep breath, close your eyes, start tapping your foot, find the pulse again, then start saying the chords, and then play. Let me demonstrate what that might look like. Always start by just getting the foot tap. Then we speak it out. 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 0 3 1 3 0 3 1 3 0 0 3 and ready. Okay, that's it. So just keep rolling it round, keep rolling it round, keep rolling it round. And then as time goes by, gradually increase the speed more and more and more until you're at full speed. That's how you learn any rock riff of that sort. Repeat after me. Tap, say, play. Come on, louder for the people at the back. Tap, say, play. And again, together, tap, say, play. And don't you forget it. And it's so important to feel, don't force, okay? It's like with the foot tap. Don't try and control your foot. Do not try. Don't be like, I see people like obsessively like staring at their foot and doing all this like weird stuff. And it's like, bro, like relax. Take a breath. Take a breath. Don't obsessively stare at your foot and try and force your foot to tap. Every person in the pub can tap their foot when I'm playing music. When they're relaxed and when they're not trying to. They're in the middle of a conversation, but I can see them tapping their foot. You see them, you know, they're just chilling at the party, right? You have to just close your eyes and listen to the track, and your foot will naturally start tapping the rhythms. Just let it happen. Don't try and make it happen. And it's the same with the playing. When you find yourself getting really tense and looking at your hand, like no, just stop. Just take a breath. Don't obsessively stare down at your hand. Actually, just focus your attention on the music. Focus on the music, not on yourself, not on your hand, and allow it to happen. Allow yourself to do it because you've programmed it into your mind. You know what you're supposed to do. Just let your body do it. And then the only time it's going to go wrong is because you're trying to play too fast, and you're trying to play too fast because you're tense. So slow it all right down. Maybe you have to bring the speed of the track down to a more manageable speed. And then start focusing on the track. Start breathing again. Allow your foot to start tapping and allow yourself to do it. Allow the foot to tap and allow yourself to play or to speak or to whatever it is you're doing. Let it happen. Feel, don't force. Cool.